What is it about those first 2 weeks in October when the air just suddenly starts to smell differently? Like, it's right around the time when the air becomes cooler and crisper and the leaves start falling. And it's really just for like those first couple weeks in October. All right, let's get the show on the road. So I got my Halloween box here to my right, and I'm just gonna like pull one thing out at a time, and we'll talk about it. All right, so this box actually says taxes/financial 93 till infinity, but don't be fooled because if you flip that back, you can see it's actually filled with one chicken chow mein. But if you flip that back, you can see it's actually filled with Halloween stuff, spelled with one L. So this box alone has seen some history. I mean, my God. So if we finally flip that back, oh yeah, yep, Merry Christmas, Marv. All right, so first up we got Scary Sounds of Halloween. Haunt your house with this cassette featuring clicks, clanks, rattling chains, howling witches, screaming victims, and more. Warning, this tape may scare the heck out of you. You can see it's dated 1991, so it's been around for a while. Now, unfortunately, the cassette is not in here. It's apparently just been lost to the sands of time, but I bet I can find it on YouTube. Oh yeah, that's it. That's definitely it. This is how I remember it starting. Yep, the howl. Just classic, timeless Halloween sounds. And honestly, that's what Halloween means to me. You know, that's how all of our decorations were. They were timeless, they were classic. Like, we had skeletons, pumpkins, that kind of thing. We didn't have like gory over the top decorations. And honestly, that's like what I love about the film series Halloween as well, is you've got this like gruesome killer going around, you know, murdering people in these like insane ways to the backdrop of a classic, timeless like Halloween setting. It's so great. Wow, I really remember these guys. And I always associated them together because they made the same sound. So this little guy, you know, he had a pin, and so you'd wear him on your shirt. And then if you press this button, you know, he'd make that sound that every single Halloween decoration in the 90s made. And this little guy made that exact same noise as well. All right, so this is a pretty awesome find, actually. These are the original glow-in-the-dark hand puppets from Pizza Hut in the 90s.
There's a new spirit at Pizza Hut.
Hi, Casper!
Welcome! Living or non-living?
Should have ordered Diet Pepsi, kid. Now order any pizza or Pepsi and get a glow-in-the-dark hand puppet from the movie Casper. Only $1.49. Dine in, carry out, or delivery.
Boo!
I never saw anything so hideous!
You love the stuff we made of Pizza Hut!
Pizza Hut in the 90s was not like Pizza Hut today. Like, folks actually wanted to go out to eat in the 90s. I know, that's crazy. So when I used to think about Pizza Hut, like, I would think about driving out to that red roof, you know, sitting down with my family under those stained glass lamps and drinking Dr. Pepper out of those iconic red cups. My Pizza Hut also had the X-Men arcade game, which I lost so many quarters on.
X-Men.
Ah, yes, the strobe light, a Halloween staple, no doubt about it. I mean, this is our original strobe light that we used to use every Halloween growing up. DJ Mini Strobe, variable speed electronic strobe light. So it doesn't look like it's Halloween specific, but I'm sure we bought this at the Halloween store. Wow, still works. You can actually see some childhood scribbling on the box of the strobe light still. Check out these extremely wholesome pumpkin cutouts here. This definitely reminds me of something that you'd see hung up, in an elementary school during Halloween. You got the little mouse, you got the little cat, you even got the little ladybug up there. Just classic stuff. 10 out of 10. This one is a little bit spookier. The skeleton poster here. It looks like he's lost his head, but the head is still here. His limbs were posable, I remember, and so we'd put him up to make him look like he was dancing because we were obsessed with that scary episode of Mickey Mouse with all those dancing skeletons. I found all these amazing little Halloween bags. So this little guy here, I think this is a Hallmark little bag, classic pumpkin on there. Yep. This little trick-or-treat bag, just so classic. Dancing skeletons, man, they were all the rage in the 90s. This little guy, this is really, really amazing. This is a trick-or-treat safety bag from Schnucks, the friendliest stores in town with the best delis in town. Schnucks was like a regional supermarket chain in St. Louis. And this is really, really good. Johnny Brock's. So I'm so glad we have at least two bags saved from Johnny Brock's. Johnny Brock's was like Spirit Halloween, except all year round and multi-level. And yeah, it says visit the dungeon on the lower level. I remember, there were some really, really creepy stairs. And if you went down to the bottom, down to the bottom level of the basement, that's where all the really, 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 like crazy animatronics and props were. And to me, being little, that was as good as a haunted house in my opinion. I couldn't wait to go to Johnny Brock's every year for Halloween. And I'm happy to say, actually, I hadn't thought of Johnny Brock's in decades. So seeing this bag just brought everything back to me, and I looked them up, and they're still around. They're no longer at this location. They've moved, but I hope they still have the dungeon. Speaking of haunted houses, and I honestly, truly cannot believe I still have this, but my sister and my neighborhood friends, we would always make our own haunted house every Halloween, and we'd completely transform my friend's basement and turn it into, this multi-room maze. And one year it was actually so good that we attracted the attention of the local haunted house, and they drove their famous hearse by, and we were freaking out. But yeah, this is crazy. So items to consider for haunted house / Halloween party. You can see we've got the bleeding font here. Spider webs, about 10 packages. Aluminum foil. That's for the strobe light for sure, because if you hit a strobe light against aluminum foil, it looks crazy. Strobe light, fog machine, gotta have it. Boombox with speakers. I don't think people call them boom boxes anymore, but we used to. And then on the back, there's some more stuff. So there's two things out of this list that really stand out to me. The first one being the head picture, which is undoubtedly referring to this guy, this 3D wall art. This is dated back to 1994. It says it was hand painted on the back there, and we used to love this thing. I mean, this thing used to terrify me. I was afraid to be in the same room with it alone, like legitimately. If you're wondering what these lines on its cheeks are, though, one year my sister and I decided to pour liquid into its mouth. Which is such a little kid thing to do, but we decided to do it. It's like we're tormenting this soul trying to escape out of this thing even more. Old Man Mask on that list was definitely referring to this, which honestly, it might not look like much, but this is the best Halloween mask of all time. Look at these great eye holes. You can see out of it, you can smell out of it, you can talk, so it's not too obtrusive, but it's just got this great effect. It just works. It's wrinkly here, but smooth here. It's got this hair. We definitely got a lot of mileage out of this one as well for wizards or magicians type stuff. I think old man masks are awesome in general, just because it's got all the hair and kind of the creepy textures, and these are creepy masks, but they're subtle, it's not there's blood and guts this isn't a serial killer, it's just a creepy old man. I definitely remember my dad using this quite a bit. He used to transform his face for a bunch of different magic shows, And you know, it really looked good. Like, that's pretty much what it looked like. Like, this is not false advertising. Like, you can go from that to that pretty easily, pretty effectively. This was impressive. I think this, let's see, this dates to 1997. I bet he had a bunch of these. I almost guarantee you we probably bought a ton of these because they just work so well. We've also got some unused spooky faces, some witch makeup, some unused makeup pencils from Johnny Brock's, of course, $2.95. I think it's going to be hard to use that to look like that. Okay, I really wish we still had this one. This is just the empty box, unfortunately, but I'm glad we have that. This is the Sonic Control moving hand, spooky sound, moving forward, and flashlight. This, oh man, I just remember, this is just, you know, it's a creepy severed hand that had a red glow that would just move towards you. As you know, it was sound activated, so if there was a loud noise, it would start moving towards you. And I remember we put this out during Halloween, and we just kind of forget it was there, and then like a loud noise would happen, someone would shut a door or something, and then this thing would start moving towards you, and it would freak us out. I'm almost certain we probably got this at Johnny Brock's as well. All right, so this is a different hand actually, and there's no box to this one, but we actually do have the hand. Now it dates back to 1983, and this was a fantastic prop. I remember I couldn't wait to bust this out every year. Look how lifelike this texture is. Like, it's got these veins. I'm sure this is a real mold of someone's actual hand. It's just like, you can't fake all those lines and whatnot. It comes with a remote control here, and so like there were two different settings, and I remember like depending on which one you had, it would move in a certain direction. And so you just put that there and just have it wiggle, and it would freak people out. Speaking of realistic limb props, check this foot out. Now this used to have a leg attached to it, and you'd shove it in a door, so like, you know, people would walk past it and it would look like there's someone's like leg and foot caught in the door. Unfortunately, the leg is gone, but we do still have the foot. And again, look at this crazy texture. You know, you can see the veins there. I used to just get this out and just like study the foot, and it was really creepy and lifelike. Like, ooh. Of course, you have to have plenty of rats and spiders and snakes and an alligator for good measure. Some more spiders. Look at this little guy. He's kind of dopey looking. He's got these beady red eyes though. And his texture is like really rubbery and kind of weird compared to the other ones, dating back to 1987 on him. Still like him though, but he looks a little goofy. I remember these all squeak. I don't know why they need to squeak. That's not very scary. Check out this guy. Now, he's not actually a rat. He's a cat. And he reminds me of, you know, this gargoyle that we used to have in the wine cellar in the basement. A spook show in your parlor. $1, dating back to 1947. This is so sweet. I don't know how we got this. You'll need a dark room, and I do mean dark. Dusky is not good enough. The room must be sufficiently black so that you cannot see a foot in front of you. Drawn shades and the lock of a full moon will help. Do not choose a room wherein there is a window facing the lighted street lamp. If the parlor is too light, take your guest into the kitchen. Maybe it's dark there. If not, try the dining room or the basement. Cemetery Serenade. For this, you'll need a glass or pottery mixing bowl and 2 small music boxes. The latter are obtainable at novelty stores for about $3.75 each. In size, they're about half as big as a baseball. One of these is wound, set, and secretly placed in your right coat pocket. Introduce the remaining music box. Openly wind it and set the break and place it under the inverted bowl. All of the guests place their fingers on the turned upside down bottom of the bowl. The music starts and stops on command. Of course, it's the music box in your pocket that's really playing, directed by your right free hand. The muffled notes emanating from the pocket make it sound for all the world as though the music was coming from under the bowl. That's clever. I don't know if it would really sound like it's coming from under the bowl, because you kind of expect the vibrations of the bowl, but maybe if it's like pitch black, your senses are kind of off. I don't know, that's kind of cool. This one was called Spooky Shadows, and it was like a revolving shadow projection light. And we used to use this for our haunted houses, for sure. But I also remember just like throwing this on sometimes while I was falling asleep. You can see it's got like graveyards, trees, cats, spiders, bats, ghosts, witches, just classic Halloween stuff. I put some new batteries in this. We're gonna turn it on and see if it works. Moment of truth. Nope, nothing. I'm not surprised. Skull with a jaw that won't shut anymore. These custom werewolf fangs, wow. You can see there were 4 spots there. It looks like there's just 1 left now, but this packaging was so cool. I remember like this little coffin. This candy bowl was really, really cool. It's got this weird texture in there, and then on the outside as well. It's like this weird caramel color too. And then if you look at the legs, they're little skulls. And they look kind of the same as the bigger skull. So it's like, you know, they're in the same style. So it's like this big skull is being held up by these little skulls. This guy's held up pretty well, this hanging like vampire skeleton guy. I remember like, he was like a yo-yo to me. I would just do that all day long. I definitely remember this floppy skeleton. He was floppy even back in the 90s, so this is nothing new. Like, look at that spine curvature. That cannot be good. But he was super cool. You just kind of had to like work to shove him in between something, so to kind of like prop him up. Oh yeah, I remember this little guy. So this is the flashlight that I would use when we went out trick-or-treating, probably when I was pretty little. I remember these handmade ghost puppets for sure. I'm almost certain that's my dad's handwriting. It just says boo there. And this guy, this looks like an angel print. Like, almost certainly this was supposed to be an angel, and then we converted into this little ghost. I definitely remember this guy. I was always fascinated by him. In a lot of different angles, like you can barely see anything, but then all of a sudden you see this like, bam, spooky, scary skeleton, like this rainbow, all these colors. So yeah, he was definitely kind of ominous and freaky. Like, you're not supposed to really see him, but you can catch a glimpse of him. I definitely love Goosebumps. I had so many Goosebumps toys. This is really the only one I can find, but I had like all the Taco Bell toys.
Now when you buy a Taco Bell kids meal, you can get a Goosebumps toy. Get the Rapping Mummy, the Skullmobile, or more. But beware, you're in for a scare. You can collect all 4 Goosebumps toys at Taco Bell.
Oh my God, it still works. It still works. This is dated 1996. So these batteries, I don't remember ever changing these. I mean, I think there's a good chance these batteries have been working for 26 years. I also remember the Goosebumps Sounds of Halloween tape. That's what I have on the background now. I was able to find that on YouTube too, which is so awesome. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. See, this one slaps. This also got me thinking about like Halloween toys that I wish I still had that I don't anymore. And I think hands down the number one like toy that I wish I still had was these things called gurgling guts.
Doctor, I've got something in my eye. An eyeball.
Gurgling guts. Spare part surgery.
My brain hurts too.
And they were basically like these little brains and eyeballs that you could squeeze, almost like a stress ball. And like this fake blood would kind of ooze out and just like move around, and it made this like really, really satisfying, like slushy, like gushy, like squishy sound. And oh man, if I could get my hands on that. So these are just the feet and the legs of a skeleton that we used to have. I can still picture him, like his eyes were like blacked out and his mouth was blacked out. I was somehow able to find an image of it online, and this is exactly the one that we had. And apparently he actually has a name. He's called a Blucky, which is a blow mold skeleton with hollow bones made of thin plastic. It's like super lightweight. And these things, this is really, really lightweight, which is one of the reasons it was so fun, because you could just easily throw this guy around. Oh my God, this is a really, really good find. Does anyone remember what these are?
This part.
Monsterizer back at Taco Bell. Get them while they're fresh. Just 99 cents with the purchase of a combo meal. Taco Bell. Want some?
I can't believe Taco Bell's slogan used to be, want some. But Taco Bell, actually fast food in general had like the most amazing toys during the 90s, and especially during Halloween. It looks like this was cut out of a McDonald's Happy Meal, just like these glasses that you could wear. And McDonald's, I mean, talk about like awesome fast food toys. I think McDonald's like reigned supreme there. They killed it every year, every Halloween. Like, does anyone remember those like these Halloween buckets that the Happy Meals used to come in?
Now you can get McDonald's Happy Meal pails for
Halloween!
There's a pumpkin pail, a witch, and a ghost that glows in the dark. You can get a different one each week until
Halloween!
Anyone remember those Scared Silly VHS tapes that they sold?
Want to bring something home for the kids? In honor of Ronald's Haunted Halloween, McDonald's has a Happy Meal with haunting candy holders. And there's a new animated video, Scared Silly. Nearly 40 fun-filled minutes starring Ronald McDonald and friends as your kids have never seen him before.
Let's stick together, we'll make it through this.
Only $3.49 with any purchase. Only while supplies last. Only at McDonald's. Scared Silly will have you looking at Ronald in a whole new way.
Did somebody say McDonald's?
McDonald's also had their own version of the spooky cassette tapes that they'd give out as well, which now I'm playing. I was able to find that on YouTube too. I swear, like during the 90s, every like brand had their own spooky sounds cassette. These used to be like party favors that they'd give out. It was so hard. Like, I don't think I ever got 500. Like 50 was super easy, but then everything else was like impossible. Wow, okay, so this witch head might not look like much, but it is definitely one of the earliest Halloween decorations that I can remember. This is just the head, but this used to be a full-blown witch with a broomstick and everything, and she, you know, you'd hang her up and she'd fly around the room. This guy, you know, he's a great mask. Kind of, he's got like this Nosferatu thing going on, and his eyes would light up. You know, you'd attach some batteries in here, but from a comfort standpoint, it just is the worst mask of all time. You cannot see out of it, and you cannot breathe out of it. And then where are you going to put that? Just like it's just jabbing the back of your neck. So it looks great, but man, it's not even practical to wear. But it does look really, really great, like on a prop. So that's usually what we do. That was the same situation for this guy here. He's seen better days. I think he started to melt a little bit. But look at this, like look at those eye slots. You can't see out of that at all. And look, there's like no hole for your mouth. I mean, look, just nothing. We'd use this on props, and I remember we liked it so much that once this started to rip, we actually stapled it together in the back here to try to make it last longer. Okay, so this is the Fogmaster, the Halloween edition. This had a bunch of different lights, and it was heavy duty, man. I mean, look how big this thing is. Oh my goodness. This was what we used for all of our haunted houses, all of our Halloween parties. And I think there used to be a tube from here. Actually, we can, yeah. So I don't know where that tube is. This thing might be broken. It kind of looks like that tube has detached itself. But wow, I mean, this is the OG right here. It's just not Halloween without a fog machine. Wow, okay, the Halloween skeleton. Here it is in all its glory. And this is in the the old My Twin doll box. So this is my twin right here. And this is like a, you know, really realistic skeleton. Like you can tell just by looking at it that like, you know, everything is kind of very realistic. And it actually even comes with like this skeleton guide here so you can learn about all the different bones and whatnot. All right, y'all, thank you so much for watching. That's about all I got. And man, I just feel so fortunate to be able to go through these things. I can't believe we still have them, you know, in whatever shape or form, even if it's just a box. You know, the memories are worth it. So I hope you enjoyed it as well. And until next time, stay spooky. I was not planning on filming anything else tonight. It's very late. It's 3:20 in the morning. I don't know if you can see that. It's probably upside down or something. I keep hearing a weird bell noise coming from the room that I was talking about, those Halloween decorations earlier. And I went down there twice. I've heard it twice. Went down there each time, poked around, moved the decorations around. I couldn't get any bell noise to happen. Finally came back up here. Now I'm just kind of waiting for it to happen again, and I really want to get it on film so that I can at least like prove to myself that I'm not going crazy. It's been about 5 minutes now since I last heard it. I'm not hearing anything right now. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the camera, but I'll turn it back on as soon as I hear it. All right, what's up, everyone? I ended up falling back asleep, and I did not hear the bell again all night. But now something much weirder is happening. I don't know if you can see my watch. It says 9:36. You can see the sun graph there. The sun has risen, or it should have. Look, it's still completely pitch black outside. I don't know what is happening. I'm beginning to think that... Okay, you heard it that time, right? You heard it. That's exactly what I was hearing last night. Halloween Town.
Want some? Breakfast is severed. I mean served.
Did you make this?
Yes.
That was really good. You made that?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay, yep, that is scary. When you step on it and you don't know and it squeaks. Yeah, that's scary. Wait, what is all this? What did you do in here? Oh my god, you fixed the fog machine. It's super foggy in here.
I did.
What? And the ghost? The ghost projection light? How did you do that?
It's all for you.
Oh my god. 3D face? Wait, and what is this?
You said you wanted a gurgling guts brain. They don't sell them anymore, so I went out and bought you the next best thing I could find. A little squishy brain with eyeballs that you have to dig out. And also these sticky little eyeballs.
Oh my god, I remember these. You'd throw them at the wall and just they'd crawl down and just stick. Wait, and you found my Cookie... You found my Cookie Monster costume?
Put it on.
Oh, totally. I will totally put this on. Wow, I used to wear this in college. I used to wear it all the time. People love... Oh, okay. Yeah, very cool. Very nice. Nosferatu. Very good costume. I'm just gonna use my hands. Oh man, kind of reminds me of creepy crawlers.
Creepy crawlers! They're squirmy and wormy and purple and green. The grossest little creatures that you've ever seen. Creepy crawlers! Build a monster mold with the colored plastic goop and make a creepy crawler from a yucky monster soup. They're yucky, squirmy, wormy, very scary, sometimes hairy, squiggly, wiggly, creepy crawling. Creepy crawlers! Gross out your sister, embarrass your dad. You can be a little creep without being bad. Creepy Crawlers Workshop with plastic goof.
Or Dr. Dreadful.
Gross!
Hi, I'm Dr. Dreadful, and this is the Dr. Dreadful Food Lab.
Makes lots of gross things.
And then you eat them. Dr. Dreadful's monster skin. Care for a tasty tarantula? Fly? Cockroach? You can make swarms! And now magic powder, stir, and... Monster brains! Fruity! The Dr. Dreadful Food Lab makes gross things again and again. It's totally dreadful!
Can I eat this?
I wouldn't. But beware. By digging into the brains, you've activated a terrible curse.
Well, that's bad.
But I'll make sure you can enjoy a new Halloween decoration every day for the rest of your life.
Well, that's good.
But you'll never be able to leave this house again.
Well, that's bad.
But you get to eat as many pumpkin cookies as you like.
Well, that's good.
The cookies contain potassium benzoate. That's bad.
Can I end the video now?